All right. It's time for some buzzer beater, some NAIA basketball we have to talk about. It's a new week. And if you tuned in last week, you saw that we released our Champion Sports Network rankings, top 24, 25 rankings. And, well, they were a little bit different than the coaches' ranking, their poll, I guess they call it. And there's the contrast. So we feel like we have a little better grip on the analytics of the way things work in the NAIA basketball. But a new thing happened this week. It was the release of the official RPI and ARC ratings, and that's kind of new. Not very new, but it's new to this year at least. And I thought it was interesting how the RPI and our CSPI, our performance index, had a lot of the same look to it. So we feel like we're pretty close. And, I mean, you ask us, we're going to say, we're going to be biased. We're going to say, yeah, Champion Sports Performance Index is better. It's better. I'm John Cookman. I am going to be your host, along with the other buzzer beater guys, the rest of the crew. I don't know where they are. Can you guys, we're doing a show here. Can you come in? There he is.
And there's me, there's Zach.
Let's see.
What's good?
There's Zach.
Good.
All right. So James Lex punching the buttons. Zach doing a lot of the research and
research.
Well, we bump our noggins together and try to come up with some answers to mysterious questions in basketball in the NAIA. And let's start with today, and I feel like today's going to be kind of short and sweet, hopefully.
Every time we say that, it never is.
I may have just jinxed it. All right, let's talk about upsets. Last week, upsets. Are there any notable upsets that you guys have out there that you let me think. I made note of one because of I don't know if you have the old last week's ranking. You do. I see it.
Champion one.
And these boys, they committed the Champion Sports unforgivable sin. We put them at number 10. Marion, and boy, did they let us down.
I believed in you, Marion. The Knights. I
I'm gonna
had
tell you,
faith.
James Lex was out there fighting
I
for you. I
was.
was like, I don't know about putting him in, and he fought real hard to get you in, and somehow got you up to number 10. Because your CSPI is pretty good. 530 is really good,
Strong.
and
In the toughest conference in the NAIA, unquestionably the toughest
but
conference.
we were still going out on a limb with a 3-loss team in the top 10. So
Then they
in
lost
hindsight, but we all had to agree to it. So he lured us in, but we agreed to it. So it's not just his fault. But Marion, you're gone.
Yeah.
You're gone. And I can forgive
Goodbye.
the Indiana Wesleyan loss. But before that, actually, right after we went off air last week, they proceeded to lose to Mount Vernon Nazarene.
Yeah.
And I must say, Mount Vernon Nazarene has some good wins. They also have some bad losses. So, there you go. You can see.
3 points is so close.
That's
I mean,
Marion's schedule, by the way.
yeah, this is Marion. Yeah, I mean, and it's 4 points to Indiana Wesleyan. We're talking 9 points a swing, and Marion is undefeated. We look geniuses now. Like we look brilliant. Like we saw past the losses. We saw past we used the metrics, and all of that just completely failed us.
So their next game is against Grace.
Oh, are they any good?
Which Grace proved why they're the number one team.
Jeez.
Okay, but when is that? When is that game?
That game is Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh,
so
wow, they go a full week?
Yeah, and they needed
nice.
it. They needed it. I kind of a little tongue in cheek there on Marion. I do think they're really good.
They are, but
that Crossroads is
it's brutal.
man,
it is brutal.
brutal is almost an understatement.
They're okay. Crossroads in NAI men's basketball might be better than football in the SEC.
Wow. That's a statement.
What?
It's brutal, top to bottom.
Oh, okay, I see what you're
The
saying.
brutality of the conference.
okay, all
The
right.
teams in the middle. Mount
Yeah.
Vernon Nazarene can go take a Marion team that we had top 10, top 25 in the NAI, and they just beat them.
Yeah.
And you look at it and you kind of just shrug your shoulders and go, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
what
see what
happens.
you mean. Yeah. It is not going to be fun to play in that conference. And dare we say, okay, if Marion was in River States,
Oh, we'd be talking about them potentially winning that conference.
yeah, do you think they're that good? They're that much better than you think they're better than Point Park?
Hold on now. You try to. I'm getting baited here. No, I didn't say that. But I do think that would be a very competitive game, and
Yeah.
I do think Marion would win out of 10 games. They might win 4, 5, 6. It's not like they're
Whoa.
going to win one. That's not happening. They're not.
That's
They're
interesting.
not that
That's
far
an
off.
interesting
The talent
proposition,
gap
yeah.
is not that big between. But anyway, I thought I felt good about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Marion, all that to say,
Yeah.
you fooled us once. You're not going to get a chance to fool us again. You guys are going to really have to do something to even get back in the top 25.
Yeah.
2 losses. I mean, you lose to Mount Vernon, then you're going to have to make it up against
Huntington,
Indiana
5
Wesleyan.
points. So
Yeah.
close. They're such close losses in conference. Like they're
Well,
They're
that's
not-
okay. Yeah, that's the
in
way
the
it
top-
works.
and they beat Bethel, right? Like that's the other thing why I was especially pushing for them to be
Yeah.
in the top 10 was a win
Yeah.
against Bethel, who
Yeah,
we
yeah.
still have in our top 25. Like we
Yeah.
think that's a quality team
Yeah.
there, and was it but you lose 3
Yeah.
out of your last 5. Eventually wins and losses matter.
Yeah,
Wins and
that's
losses
true.
matter.
It's true.
No
and
metric that could save you from that.
Yeah. And Bethel's been really performing at a high level too. So that was a huge win. I get it. I get why we got kind of pulled into that. But sad to say, Marion, one of my favorite schools to pull for. I like their colors.
Yeah.
No, they have a great football program. They historically are really good at athletics. And usually consistent and fun to watch. So we got to beat down on that one.
Yeah.
All right. So
I'll go back here.
That was an upset.
Yeah.
Let's go. It didn't seem like there were a lot of upsets last week. Maybe
We gotta
3 or
go
4.
talk about the top 25 team losing to a team that's not ranked.
Oh, who's that?
Sagu.
Oh yeah. Well,
Oh, yeah,
in our poll
NAIA.
we don't have them ranked, but
Okay.
coaches,
They're at the very
you know
bottom.
how that goes. I've kind of beat that horse down. The coaches top 25 poll not real.
Who'd they lose to?
Mid-American. Mid-American.
Yeah,
Christian.
no, Mid-American Christian. Mid-America
Are you
is it
confused with
American or
just a couple-
America?
America.
Mid-America.
Sorry, Mid-America Christian.
Yeah, there you go. MACU is what they're called. So
Yeah.
MACU over SAGU.
10-point loss.
And I think in the conference layout, that is also a upset. On the CSPI, it was an upset. So yeah, I
CSPI
get
has
it.
them at
I get that
68
as a
right now.
Mackie?
Well, right
Okay.
now, yeah. After
Yeah.
they beat, so they moved
okay.
up. So that means they were probably lower.
SAGU was probably 30 or something.
Yeah, in the 30s.
Ish.
42 now. So
Yeah.
they fell.
Yeah. I mean, they're
So-
they're dropping games.
I don't think you can be. Well, I was gonna say you can't be in the 40s and be in the top
Yeah.
25, but here's LSU Shreveport at 45 in the CSPI, so I take that back.
That's pretty crazy.
There are a couple of teams down
LSU's
there.
better than that. We know that.
That's
true.
Only 3 LSU
losses.
beat SAGU. A buzzer
Yeah,
beater,
True
but
buzzer
they beat
beater.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, how does that work? Sagu's got 5 losses. They should think they'd be below, but
I think they
point
got really
differential,
good performance stats. They have C.J. Hall. They have
yeah.
Cortland Blake, former
LS
like a freshman of the year or something like that,
Yeah.
and
well, and LSU Shreveport has a negative turnover ratio, so that's going to hurt your rating. If
yeah,
you're giving up the ball more than
that's
your assists.
true.
So that's gonna hurt. So that's probably what's really, or assist to turnover ratio, I should say.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, you can't turn
But-
the ball
but-
over. It's hard to say you're going to win games if you're
I
just.
believe LSU Shreveport. I don't know how we got there, but I think they're at the top of their conference because they just beat
think
Zula.
so.
Not an upset, but Zula, Xavier of
Right here,
Louisiana.
62.
I think they're
Yeah.
down in New Orleans.
62.
Yeah, I mean
Louisiana.
they beat them. Zula's good team.
Yeah.
So they're still playing good ball.
Yeah.
Let's see. Any other upsets?
Let's see here.
Trying to pull it off the top of my head.
Oh, Antelope Valley, I think.
Yeah,
They
Antelope
lost.
Valley.
They had that huge
Are you
loss.
kidding me? Yes. How did I
Now
forget that?
Okay, hang on.
Are you
Let me
kidding
Let me
me?
see here. if we can find
Now
it.
that's a bigger now that we talk about it, that's a bigger travesty than Marion going down.
Absolutely.
I mean,
yes.
Mount Vernon. The way we painted that is like Mount Vernon sucked, but Mount Vernon does not suck. They are a really good team, and they can beat. They've beaten high quality. Mount Vernon. Are they the team that beat Cumberland's?
No, that was IU Southeast, I think.
No, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I use Southeast. Oh yeah.
Because that team somehow beat Indiana Wesleyan and
Mm.
Cumberland's, I believe, and they're like 8-8 or something like that. And you scratch your head. You're going, oh.
That is a head
I
scratcher.
don't know
Okay.
which
Okay.
team.
We could talk about that later.
All right.
All right. So upset. Antelope Valley loses to Sagu AIC, not the Sagu, but Sagu AIC, which is a Native American school in Phoenix, I
Arizona.
believe.
Yep,
Yeah.
Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah.
Trying to look up the
I should know
box.
what AIC is, but American
the-
Indian school.
University.
Yeah, something like that.
American
So
Indian
it's an
University.
extension campus, or it's its own college, but they're not even in the NAIA. Look at that. Are you kidding me?
It was 1 point, though. I mean, it was 1 point.
yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. No. Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm.
Come on.
No. There's no argument. There is no possible
Nicholas
argument.
still
Shouldn't have
23
lost.
points,
There's
9
no-
rebounds, almost a double-double. He had a good
There's
game.
no argument. So you can stop now.
Oh, wow.
They're done.
Wow.
They're out of the top
Wow, they
25.
only played 7 guys and really only 6.
Yeah, I don't know, man. What do you do with that? There's
They didn't
I
shoot
can't.
particularly well.
In the
It
top
was just-
25, a non-NAIA
Shot
team. It's
better.
not like they went
Oh.
up to D2 or anything.
That's why they shot 5 for 25 from 3.
Okay,
There you go.
you can find all the excuses. You just can't do that. Like you just can't do
you
that.
can't, yeah.
Okay.
Not-
So not in
with-
B, number 11 on the rankings.
yeah.
So you're done. St. Cat's also lost. So they're done. All the California teams, done. I'm done with you.
They're on. Okay, hang on.
Making me
that's
sad.
Yeah, man.
I'm done.
But the
I
CSPI was
I was a big St. Cat's fan. I fought for them. And
So you gonna take them out? You
They
gonna take them out of the top 25 now?
Absolutely.
They gone.
done.
We talk about upsets. Florida Memorial lost this weekend, right? Or was that
couple-
like I don't know, I have to
Saturday.
figure out when, but
Saturday.
yeah,
it was
okay.
Saturday, wasn't it?
Yeah. So and they lost. Who was that? Was it Weber?
Weber.
Yeah.
It's their
Weber
conference.
International,
I'm not high on Weber. I think their analytics though are not
they're actually
terrible.
Right here. They're actually right here in the 50s ish.
Not terrible.
Mount Vernon Nazarene range. Mount Vernon's a couple spots beneath in the
Fair.
CSPI. So,
Fair. You still got to win that.
yeah, you do. Yeah. Well, to be in top 25. You know?
Florida
It's-
Memorial now. You still got to win that. Like they're top of the conference.
where is Florida?
Come on,
26. They're
son.
independent, right? That's
No, Florida Memorials. No, they're at the top of the Sun Conference. What are you talking about?
They are?
Yeah, 15
Yeah.
3.
I'm thinking Florida College. Sorry.
Yeah, Florida College is independent. By the way, we haven't heard much from Coach Chase and that group, but I think they're kind of back on the win track now.
Florida
They
College.
went. They spilled a
down here,
couple glasses, and then
17-4. That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
no, not at all.
That's very good.
No, I think their performance index is nice.
Yeah.
So they may have given Florida Memorial one of those losses.
Yeah.
They're good.
Wow.
But we're talking about the Sun, and Florida Memorial is at the top of that conference with Ave Marie and maybe Kaiser. I need to brush up on my Sun conference, but they're decent as a conference, but they beat up on each other. Like they're high mid levels. They're all high mid level, I guess, and it's hard to really tell them out. So I don't know that we can do much. It's a loss, but. In the 50s, I guess it's an upset, but not a terrible, terrible upset because they were 17th. You lose, if you're 10th and you lose to 50s team, that's just terrible. All right.
Yeah.
So, and these are strictly kind of performance numbers, performance index numbers. So, all right.
Disappointing,
Any
but
other upsets I need
I don't
to
think
digest
so.
here?
No, I think that was.
Yeah, I think it was pretty light on the upsets.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about we just released today our new top 25.
You ready?
Yep,
Here it is.
bring it on. I don't see Marion. That's good. I don't see St. Cat's, and I don't see Antelope Valley. That's all good. All right. Okay, yeah.
Right around
No,
one.
that's,
There we go. So
all
make
right.
it,
Ooh.
yeah, there we go.
all right.
All right.
Ooh, I see Morningside in there now. They weren't in there.
They had okay. I mean,
let's
I don't know
talk
if you count
about
them
who
up. They
wasn't
beat
in.
Northwestern. They beat Northwestern to.
Very good win.
So that was solid.
Yeah.
We talked about them on
They're really
last
good.
episode.
Yeah, they're really good. I think they were one of the bubble teams, and we were just splitting hairs and trying to make up our mind who goes. So they were essentially moved up from 25 or 26 to 20. I think that's a good move up for them.
Yeah.
Northwestern goes down because they lost to Morningside. Let's see. Talladega goes up maybe a hair. Graceland. Was
Yep.
Graceland in? They moved up for sure. They got a couple really solid wins. Tennessee Southern. Oh, yeah, I like
They
that
moved up
move. I like
12.
that move. Roosevelt.
Madonna moved up a bunch. They weren't in our
moved
last
up.
one.
Oh, Madonna. Oh, there you
17.
go. That's a really big one. Coming from outside of the top 25 to getting 17. Maybe
Yeah.
the best move of them all. 15-3
Oh yeah,
winning.
Graceland wasn't either, so they both moved in.
Okay, there you go.
17. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I think those were like bubble teams, what we would call bubble for the top 25. And let's see.
Georgetown at 21.
So Point Park stays ahead of Cumberland's. If you ask me, I say Cumberland's beats Point Park in head-to-head matchup. So I know it's kind of a numbers thing.
Is that that's the reason?
Yeah, I think so. We didn't have enough other data to really pull us. It's a little tougher in that top 5 and top 10 category to get them to move. To me, Cumberland's pass all the eye test, all of them.
Yeah. No, if Cumberland's is playing in the final or Fab Four and in the championship game, there is no surprise, I think, by anyone in the country. You look at the way that team is, the depth, the quality. Yes.
They are deep. If you guys haven't seen Cumberland's play, that's a watch. That is a must watch.
Yeah.
So Point Park, they're playing good. I'm not trying to diss. We're talking about maybe switching 3 and 4. It's not like Point Park goes down that much. I probably would, if it was just me, I would probably put Cumberland's at 3, Point Park at 4. I mean, we might be generous putting Indiana Wesleyan at 5, but they're in arguably the toughest conference there is.
Yeah.
Lord stays the same, I believe.
Yeah, nothing changing there. They're just winning.
2 KCACs at 7 and 8. Freed Hardeman about the same.
I think College of Idaho at 10. That is a change because we
bumped
Marion down.
Marion's out, and College of
really.
Idaho saying, "Well, yeah, we deserve the top 10 all the way around." I say, go find a tougher conference to play in. But if you really want that, I know you won it last year, and congratulations on that. But
they were the Fab Four the year before.
Yeah, congratulations. Those were great years. And no, I mean, for real, like that is something. That is something to hang your hat on. But we're talking about this year, and I don't know, maybe. I don't know why I'm not as much of a believer in them this year. They're just going to have to prove me wrong, I guess. One of my favorites is Tennessee Southern. So Roosevelt, we don't. They just pass all the numbers tests. I haven't really watched them. I'm maybe a half a game, and they don't look bad. So that's all I can say.
I swear coaches are terrified to play against Tennessee Southern. Like, I feel like look at their schedule and they go, "Oh, did we schedule them? We got to double check. Did we schedule them by accident? Okay, we didn't. Thank goodness."
You're talking about out of conference?
Yeah. I don't think anyone wants.
They're scary.
That.
They're very scary. They're long, and they play just great defense. All the prototypical things that you would say about a winning team. They do it right. Talladega just still hasn't lost. I don't think they're going to lose.
I don't think so either. But they average like 60 points a game, and their defense gives up 55 a game. It feels like every game is 61-55, 62-54, and you're like,
yeah, we need
tight margin.
We need a little more. With strength of schedule is weak on that side, so that's the only reason that they're that far down. Oregon Tech pushed up.
Yeah, they bumped up. They moved up a lot.
They're just playing good. Yep. They're playing real good. Cascade Conference, not terrible, but I don't know. It's just it's the same problem for COI. It's only a couple of you that beat up on each other. Let's see. I think Georgetown is. I don't know if they were in it last time. I don't remember that, but they need to be, and they broke in.
Weren't.
Okay,
they
yeah.
in there. Yep.
So there you go, and 4 losses. Okay, all right. We're probably going to get to the segment, but I'm very excited for this weekend. This maybe tomorrow. Cumberland's Georgetown plays very soon. That is going to be a game to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
For
if
sure.
you guys can find out if it's
Trying to
Thursday
find
or
it.
Saturday, but I know it's coming up soon.
You got it, Zach?
It's not Thursday, it's Saturday.
Okay.
Which game? You talking?
I
Cumberland's
thought Cumberland's
Georgetown.
Maryland. Cumberland's Georgetown. I thought they played pretty soon. No, that's Georgetown and Bethel, Indiana.
Cumberland's got Freed
by the way.
Hardman. That's the game right there.
Oh, there
Oh.
it is. There it is. Okay, I was wrong.
If you're not doing anything Saturday at 4:00 Eastern time, that's the game you want to watch right there. That's going to be excellent.
I don't see it on my. Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah.
In the middle there.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Ed Freed Hardeman. Ooh. Ooh. Come on now.
We'll
That's
have to
gonna
talk
be a
about that
game.
later because I want to get your take on how that's going to play out
Cumberland's by 8.
on the road.
I'll just tell you that now. Cumberland's by 8. And it's
Okay.
only under 10 because they're at Freed Hardeman. But it's going to be a really good game.
Clips out to put on YouTube Shorts on
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Freed Hardeman wins. Listen to this fool on a microphone. He does not know what he's talking about. I just really feel like Cumberland's on a roll.
It's
right
so
now.
hard to pick against them right now.
Yeah.
And
Not going to do it.
according to you, the only team they'll lose to is Grace because Grace is going to win all the way out to the national championship. And hold
Well,
the trophy
okay.
up,
So, yeah, we could talk about that, I guess, right now because Georgetown and Cumberland's both lost to IU Southeast. Somebody explain that to me.
IU Southeast beat them. I thought it was Indiana Wesleyan and Cumberland's. Maybe they beat them too. I don't know.
No, not Indiana Wesleyan. Indiana Southeast. IU Southeast. Guarantee.
Look that up.
Georgetown also lost to them.
Jeez.
Georgetown lost to
That's
them
amazing.
recently, I think.
That's amazing.
So
You got it, Zach?
Yeah,
no,
they lost to
you're right.
Georgetown.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
It was Indiana Wesleyan lost to them, I think.
Yeah. And they got because they got the win against Point Park. They got Point Park. They beat Cumberland's there,
Yeah, they beat Cumberland.
which is
They beat Georgetown. They lost to Georgetown.
they lost to
Oh,
Georgetown.
they
That's
lost
right.
to Georgetown.
Well, how close
All right,
was
look,
that?
look,
Is
look,
that
look.
67-91? That's pretty. That's not.
That's a
Georgetown
beatdown.
flattened them.
And then they go and
They
beat
did lose-
Cumberland's.
Yeah, well, they did lose to Cumberland's at the top there. So
Oh,
they
yeah.
played them twice. But that was
Oh
close.
yeah, they
Was
played
that four?
them. There
4
was,
points? Yeah.
but they
I
played
mean,
them twice. They lost the next time, or they beat Cumberland's the next time. And then was it Point Park that they beat? IU at Southeast.
Yeah. Yes, they beat Point Park.
Okay, so
that's the
it's-
only loss Point
that's
Park's
the-
had all year is IU Southeast because we were going.
Okay, so
Really?
they beat 3 and they beat number 4 in CSPI.
Which you'd think.
Yeah,
I don't
you-
understand.
Off
What is
that.
their
Powerhouse
CSPI
if
number?
You do that.
Well, you would
It'd be
think,
like-
but what's
like
their
that.
CSPI number?
130.
Come
on.
Well, I'm sorry,
Come on,
230.
man.
They're 133rd. They're here. I'll put that up there. They're right here. They're 133.
Yeah.
239 is their CSPI number, but they're below.
I want
some.
someone from the Cumberlands and Point Park to tell me what happened. How did both of these teams lose to IU Southeast?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, 2 in the top 5. Who else has wins against 2 teams in the top 5?
I don't understand that.
It can't be anyone else.
Couldn't
'cause
be.
unless it's Indiana Wesleyan lost both, which they did not lose to the same team. So yeah, good luck. I don't understand. There are 4 losses in the top 5.
anomaly kind of
2.
happened there, and if that anomaly didn't happen, we'd have 4 undefeated teams. Think about that.
Yeah, right. Wow.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
close.
All right.
Say bottom. Yeah, we got Morningside and Northwestern from the GPAC are in the poll now. I think Olivet stayed there at 23. I want to say they stayed the same. Let me see. No, they're 22. Yeah, they lost a
Okay,
game.
yeah.
I don't remember who, but
I mean, they're playing good ball.
They are.
That's
They are.
Chicagolands, right?
yeah, Chicagoland tough.
Yeah. That's a very decent conference. Very decent.
And it's LSU Shreveport sneaks
Okay.
in there at the
All
bottom.
right. Well, I like to talk
Yeah.
about St. Mary Woods
Oh,
because
good one.
not many people even know that school exists. It's a little school, and
Point Park.
And
St.
they
Mary
need.
Woods.
They're not disappointing. They beat West Virginia Tech by 26. They beat the brakes off of them. And West Virginia Tech is one of the top 3-point shooting teams in America. They're very good from long distance. And St. Mary of the Woods found an answer for that, and they keep the winning going. So as long as they keep winning, they're going to be in that top 25.
14-4.
Research.
They're
pulling it
the
up
only
here.
undefeated team. They have a better. They're in the River States, by the way. Which
Ooh, wait, they played Valpo. That's close.
Yeah.
That's
that
11
wasn't
points.
that bad. Yeah.
Yeah, they're D1 too. That's
Yeah.
good.
Now the big game is going to be them and Point Park when they face off. When is that coming? Whoop.
Thursday.
That's coming
Next tomorrow.
Wait,
Tomorrow,
that's-
yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh my. Okay. All right.
All
That's the
all
game of
eyes
the
on
day
St. Mary
tomorrow.
Woods.
Yeah.
Well, to me, that's the game. I don't. A lot of people just
Yeah.
St. Mary Woods. This Point Park's going to roll.
Huge implications though in the River
Yeah.
States. That's enormous. For
Like Point
tiebreakers,
Park
things
is.
like that.
Remember in the CSPI ranking, they're number 3. They are. They are a high performance team. And I'm not sure why the coaches don't believe in them too much. I think it's a River States thing. And I'm not even sure
Gotta
the
be.
coaches know that St. Mary of the Woods exists as an NAIA team. But they do, and they are performing extremely well, have a great performance index number, as well as a lot of wins and some quality losses in there. So they got a couple big men down there that are great rim protectors. I think they're a tough out. And if Point Park loses another one in the season here, I see that coming at the hands of probably St. Mary of the Woods. River States don't get a lot of respect from the overarching body of NAIA decision makers, I guess you could say. And I'm actually thinking River States is pretty good this year. And I've had some conversations with other coaches. They give me the side eye a little bit when I say that, but we start talking about it and they go, okay, well, all right, let's see. And I get skepticism from historical, past, but give them a chance. It's this year. And, Point Park, St. Mary of the Woods, only undefeated team in that conference. So they're in our top 25.
How does IU Southwest? They're 8-10, but they have 2 of those 8 are.
It's unexplainable. I want to know. So if anybody out there knows, feel free to tweet at me, DM me.
Comment in the live
whatever.
chat now. We'll bring that right in. We got to know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if they watch this VOD like
Yeah,
podcasters
I'll
do,
know But if you're watching live, comment now.
yeah, we'd like to know.
Yeah, it's a mystery.
All right. Good little chance to give us a break. I caught up with one of the NAIA coaches. He's a legend and a living legend. He's an active coach. He's at the top of the ranks, and they are having a great season. I was just absolutely elated to get this interview with head coach of Oklahoma Wesleyan University and Coach Donnie Bostwick, and we pre-recorded it because they got a game tonight and they got to get ready. So we did it earlier today, and it was a really long one. We're putting the whole thing up for everybody to consume as its own, and we call that segment Coach's Corner. But here's just a little excerpt, like about 10% of that interview. So it's about 7 minutes long. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll be back in like 10, 15 seconds, and then it'll come on. And so stay tuned. Get that, catch that interview with head coach of Oklahoma Wesleyan University, Donnie Bostwick. We'll be back in just a few seconds. team young, or do you feel like you guys have
It's a
a lot of experience?
combination. We actually have a starting five that are juniors and seniors with a ton of experience.
Okay.
And then we have a backup five that are freshmen and sophomores, backup 6 or 7 there that are all really young. And so our bench is young and our starters do have the experience.
Yeah, so I've seen you in the past. You've kind of had hockey teams for basketball teams. You'll bring in 5 to replace 5.
We do it at least one rotation.
Okay, all right. So you still have the horses to be able. You feel like you're pretty deep.
We are deep. We're young and getting better every day at that group, but we definitely can go. I think I've got at least 9 guys that can play in the last 5 minutes of a national tournament game.
So 17-1, you got 1 loss. Let's explain that loss. How'd you lose that?
Southwest Christian, number 4 in the country. Well, they climbed as high as number 4. They're number 9 right now. Another one of our league teams that have just, tremendously grown and been a team that's, won a national. Or they've been to the, been in the national tournament, advanced, a lot lately. Had 2 national players of the year. They got a guy who now is a candidate for national player of the year, one of the leading scorers in the country. They're really good, and they shoot it really well. They came in and hit, I think it was 8 or 9 threes the first half. They were like 8 for 16. We were 1 for 18 to start the game. Got behind.
My goodness.
Came back and had it at 10 pretty much the whole second half. We just they're really good about playing ahead. And we would get to 10 or 9 and they spread the court and get fouled and get to the free throw line and they outplayed us and we just didn't play real well. We missed about 10 free throws that game as well. It was just a nightmare shooting night. I'll be honest with you, you can understand this. The game felt like more of a spiritual battle than a basketball game. I've had 2 or 3 of those. One there at Sagu the first time I carried my Bible, and we got beat by LSU Shreveport at home by about 35. And then went on a 17-game winning streak after that and ended up in the national championship. So
that was
like
that year.
Wow. That was that year. Yeah.
How about that? So you think you're going to run the table?
That's here's what God is. God's about the journey.
Yeah.
He's not a destination.
No, but
guy.
I'm asking you what you think. I get it. I totally get it.
I do have crazy faith, and we do have that ability to do that.
Mm-hmm.
If God feels like he can help prepare us even better by, we have the option. It's our choice. He gives us the choice. If we are going to play fearless, or we're going to play to our abilities, that's our option. And, everybody has the options to do what we believe we, have the option to do.
Yeah.
And so we have the ability to.
Mm-hmm.
We have some really tough road games coming up. Mac at home, they've lost 4 games. They're really good. They beat Southwestern.
They're sneaky good.
You got to go.
You got them tonight.
Oh yeah.
And now you got to go to Southwestern. They got a little bit of confidence because they got the early win. Defense is really your trademark, I think. I mean, your teams have shot a lot of threes, but I think it's more defense, and you got the numbers to back it up. This last year you were at 64.5 points allowed a game. You're at 62, slightly over 62, and some change. So it's a little better this year. Is that how you're winning games? And where did that defensive philosophy come from?
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. Everybody knows defense wins championships, rebounds wins rings. I think the secret here is working hard, working together. If you don't do those 2 things, I think you can play different styles. I've had to, we led the country in steals the year we went at Sagu to the national championship. We led the country in defensive field goal percentage in 2005 when we won it at 37. 2009 we were 38, and that's top 3 in the country defensive field goal percentage the year we won it. 2013 we went to the finals. We were not as good there, but we led the country in steals, which kind of made up for that because if you couldn't stop field goal percentage with the stop, you just had to steal the ball. Yeah. And now we have a combination of that. We're kind of leading the country in steals right now, top 5 in defensive field goal percentage. The other thing is just rebounding.
I just want to let everybody know, is watching is you're averaging over 12 steals a game. That's that's just unbelievable. I don't.
I got
know
a little
that there's-
Rambo out here. I had a young man named Dominic Rambo and Hondo
Yeah.
there in
Yeah.
Stagu, and
I'm
they
familiar.
were unbelievable.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then I have
Rambo.
now a guy named DJ Talton, who's very similar to Dominic Rambo, who he's just that guy. He leads the country in steals right now, and he sets a tone, and he just creates havoc, and everybody else kind of follows lead, flies around.
And
they
I
enjoy
noticed
playing defense.
he's the one guy that really doesn't come off the floor too much. He's averaging over 30 minutes a game, and so definitely the team leader. It appears on paper. I've only seen about 2.5 of your games, yeah, definitely he's crazy.
I tell this to everybody. Our formula for basketball is pretty simple. Four things. Threes, we want to beat you in 3-ball points. So, if we hit 7, you hit 6, we're +1. Offensive rebound points, we want to beat you there. So say we're +6, and on you on there. So we get 10 points to your 4. Transition points off our defense, say we're 10. Once again, you have 6, that's 4. Let's say it totals over a period of 10 years. We beat our opponents per game 10 points in those areas.
Okay.
I did the math.
Yeah.
And so you have to beat us 10 to beat us. And then if you hold your opponent under 40% and you win those 4, you're going to win all your games. You win 3 out of those 4, you win about 80% of your games. And that's what we've been able to do. So it's really simple on the math side. Now, doing that's really hard. But if you can pull that off,
but at least you know where
to
to look, and that's a great tip for any coach out there. Wow, you've kind of given a little bit of the recipe for success. 80% win rate, ladies and gentlemen. 80% for Donnie Bostwick's career. I think I would take some notes if I were you and you were asking the question. That was head coach of the men's basketball program for Oklahoma Wesleyan University, head coach Donnie Bostwick. All right, guys, we're going to kick it to a quick break. We'll be back in just a minute. You're watching the Champion Sports Network. All right. So that was a great interview with, just an absolute honor and privilege to get to sit down with one of the active legends. He will be a legend. People will talk about Donnie Bostwick for a long time and his impact on the NAIA. We have a full-length interview that will be up on Coach's Corner and on the YouTube channel, and I want to encourage all of you to watch the whole thing because he talks about his coaching journey. If you know anyone that is wanting to get into coaching, if you're a student athlete and you want to hear some some more of the recipe for success and how he's done it through his career at multiple institutions and as a player, he's going to break it all down, and there's just so much really good information in the long-form interview. So it was just too good to just chop up and leave in this. So I just wanted to give you an excerpt of what that sounded like. And he talks a lot about his players. He talks about his journey from being a player to an assistant coach to being a coach, how God has really influenced his decision-making and life, and, just some special things in strategy and as a coach and what he's learned and some of the ideas of the coaches that he's learned from. So you're not going to want to miss that. It's about an hour long, so just get your popcorn, pop it up on the computer, TV, or wherever you watch your YouTube content, and really take notes because he's a guy that you would want to learn from. All right, so that was a little excerpt of Coach's Corner. Now we're going to let's go into the home stretch here, guys. And I think we were talking about games coming up. What are the hot watches? Let's start. There's games tonight. And what's tomorrow night? I think there's a couple really hot games to watch tomorrow night. Do you have them pulled up, Zach?
Zach's pulling them up right now. Put it on screen in a second. I mean, I know there's a big game. I mean, we already talked about Freed Hardman the weekend, I guess.
Is that on Saturday?
It's Saturday, though.
What is Cumberland's playing tonight or tomorrow? Or
Cumberland's play on Saturday against Freed
only?
Hardman.
They don't play on Thursday?
Oh.
All right, I'll put this up here.
Well, tomorrow you were talking about Sagu took an L to Macu. So are they going to be? They got another big one against USAO. So that's going to be a big game tomorrow. Yeah, and let's see. St. Mary of the Woods is tomorrow.
Hang on, let me go.
Is that right?
To the men's.
Okay, yeah.
Men's basketball schedule, just to kind of filter it down a bit. All right, there we go. All right, you said tomorrow.
See. Yeah, St. Mary of the Woods is tomorrow against Point Park.
Yeah, that's right.
To me, that is going to be
the
barn burner. I think there's some other ones though. I mean,
Lindsey Wilson, Campbellsville's
that's not a bad
sneaky.
one. Yeah. That's not a bad one.
Game.
That's a mid conference level for
Cumberland's play Bethel.
Mid-South. Cumberland's in Bethel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bethel, Tennessee. Is that Bethel, Tennessee?
Yeah,
Bethel, Tennessee.
Okay, yeah. They're easy win.
But Georgetown, Freed Hardman. Freed Hardman's got a tough weekend here. Georgetown and Cumberland's in the same weekend. You think you could maybe spread that out a little bit? No, you've got two top 25 teams. Huh?
What do you mean?
Kentucky.
You said Georgetown and
Freed
Cumberland's.
Hardman. Freed Hardman's going to play Georgetown Thursday, and then they're going to play Cumberland's on Saturday.
Oh my goodness!
2 games? What a back-to-back! We're going to find out what Freed Hardman is going to look like in the tournament because you're basically playing the tournament at this point. That's tough.
Yeah. Any other big ones?
You mentioned USAO versus SAGU.
Yeah, on Thursday, I believe.
Yeah.
Do you have that? No. Well, I was going to say LSU.
It'll probably be. They got later game. They're Central Time, so it'll be a little later. There it
LSU
is.
Shreveport Alexandria is a matchup, I guess.
That's a big matchup. That's super rivalry right there. Yeah.
Those
that'll
schools,
be a fun one.
those teams, they want the rivalry.
Keep going.
They want that. All right. Yeah, we talked
Macu
about
Wayland. That's actually especially Macu off of a Sagu win.
Didn't Oklahoma? Good.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, didn't Oklahoma City just beat someone that surprised?
Yeah.
Was it USAO or something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
That'd be interesting. That game might be closer because I know OCU, they're pretty far down on the CSPI, but if they just had a big win, that could be a sneak. They might sneak up on Langston a little bit.
I think they beat John Brown.
Brown? No, let me check.
Well, at any rate, Langston needs to be careful right here. Because you do not want to just look at the record. I think, Oklahoma City, I want to say they've got 5 wins on the year.
Langston's running the table, guys.
I understand. Oh, yeah, everyone's running the table. You heard it here first on Buzzer Beater.
Hey, I mean, nobody else is saying it. I'm just telling you,
that game could be closer than maybe some people.
They beat John Brown. Yeah, that's who they beat.
Langston's beating everybody in the conference by 30, man. I mean, it's like...
Yeah,
if you want to put a stake on it, I'll do it.
See, now we're getting to these later games in the evening, so now we're kind of out west here, like Ottawa, Arizona, Hope International.
Arizona Christian's pretty highly thought of in the coaches poll. So they play Vanguard. Vanguard's mid out there in G-Sax, but they've got a couple good wins, actually, so it's not like they can't do it. Masters
Marion played Grace on Saturday.
One. Masters Menlo. You might want to check mark that one. That could be an upset because that's at Menlo. Say it again, Zach.
Marion plays Grace on Saturday.
Oh, you good?
I'm sorry. They're taking a lot of L's in a short amount of time.
Yeah. That's gonna.
I mean, it would be wonderful for the news cycle. Marion over Grace. And we'd be all there. Ain't going to happen.
This is Friday. Oregon Tech at College of Idaho. That's a top 25 matchup. That's a big game.
At COI?
Mm-hmm.
Oregon Tech and COI.
Yeah.
That's huge.
On Friday.
Well, they play on
They
Fridays.
usually, but still, that's
okay, man.
that's going to be the big.
That's
a sneaky one on Friday. There's
we're
not
gonna be
many
watching
games
that
here,
one.
but then we go
For
to
sure.
Saturday.
What about Kaiser versus Florida Memorial on Saturday
Interesting.
Kaiser,
at 4 o'clock?
I mean,
That
when
is-
Florida Memorial
what
drops
is
one to
Kaiser?
Weber International, you've got to have upset alert just automatically checked from Kaiser.
Yeah.
Kaiser's better than Weber
Check this
International.
out. Kaiser's 65 in the CSPI. They're 12-5. They put up 80 points a game. That's going to be a
So
close one.
CSPI Weber International's better than Kaiser?
Yeah,
crazy.
Weber's up here at 54. Yeah.
Oh,
But I mean, it moved up because of the win, probably. But even so,
yeah.
that's an interesting game.
Interesting.
I agree, Zach. That's a good one.
Yeah. Let's see.
Talked about the
That
Cumberlands
Cumberland's
and
Free
Free
Hartman.
Hartman.
Yeah.
That's gonna be.
That's a barn burner.
Ben Trinity Christian should be. Hastings Northwestern. I want to say
Very interesting.
Did
Actually, that's a
did-
check mark right there. We need to stay in tune with that one. Hastings is not bad. Not bad at all. They show up in a lot of metrics, a lot of the top metrics.
Yeah, let me see where they're at. Hastings.
I don't
they're
know if
40,
they.
yeah, they're 44 in the
Yeah,
CSPI.
I don't know if they put it
That's-
all together, but they have
14 and 4.
decent metrics.
And I'm looking up right now to see if Northwestern lost to Hastings earlier on December 2nd, 74-78. So that's a revenge game for Hastings. Mark that one.
There you go.
would
That's all you
love-
need. A little
Yeah.
revenge dish.
Great GPAC matchup.
Yeah, that is a good
Tougaloo
one.
at Rust. I want to say that was a close one last time they played.
That's a little sleepy. I don't know.
Too sleepy?
I might. I think for me it is.
Let's see. When is-
Graceland wins.
Oh, what on earth?
Who's interesting here? Southwestern at York should be a win.
Oh my
OUAZ and Vanguard.
Spammy.
Jessup Masters. That actually might be a good game. Jessup Masters. Arizona Christian. Wait, yeah, and Hope International. Haha. Arizona Christian might have a tough weekend. We'll talk about it if next week if they do.
Yeah.
But there is a potential. I think there's a better than average potential. They get upset this
Did
weekend.
they get Arizona? Yeah,
No.
they're 15th in the
Oh, are they?
NAIs. They're 15. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
they're
NAI love them. Coaches
NAIs,
love them.
Yeah. Southern Oregon at College of Idaho. I'm like 99% sure that's who beat College of Idaho. That's their one loss this year, or one of their two.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Let me see if I can bring
I
that
thought they lost to one of the Cali teams.
up.
COI, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Whoa, St. Cat's in Antelope Valley? That's a big game.
Could be some redemption if they can.
Well, that's going to be kind of
Yep.
decision maker for Calpac because I think they're both tied for the top.
Okay, so Yote's schedule. They beat Antelope Valley 100-80. But if you
Wow.
look down here, this is back December 1st. They lost to Southern Oregon by 6. So that was a game they lost last time.
Yeah.
They need to win it again.
Right.
Or I don't even know how that'll affect them around come tournament time where they get seeded, like losing twice to Southern Oregon. Southern Oregon needs the win. They would.
Yeah, they
would.
really do.
It'd look
And
good if they could get.
yeah, that would be hurtful.
which
Now
they're-
that we've moved, is 10 spot the magic spot we set you up to lose kind of thing?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I don't think it's likely. I think
Yeah.
COI responds.
should. But
They better.
Well-
They better.
So Southern Oregon, they're 11-6, 87th in the CSPI. If they get 2 wins against College of Idaho, they're now a bubble team. Like they're moving up because
For
you
sure.
can't just their season is basically this Saturday. So
Yeah.
that'll be a good one.
All right. Man, there's a lot of games on Saturday.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
90 plus.
Yeah.
Oregon Tech, Eastern Oregon.
Simpson, Bettenu back to the
These are all the
NAIA. Yeah.
Yeah, West Coast
Wow.
teams.
That one just starts at midnight Eastern.
Midnight, yeah.
That's funny.
That's funny. It's funny.
I
It's
think
even
that's
on this
based
page.
on Eastern time, right?
Yeah, yeah. Which is funny. It's even on the Saturday page. You think they'd move it to the Sunday filter, but yeah.
Well, it's Eastern time, so.
Yeah.
All right, so a little bit of a snooze fest at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so
Concordia, Michigan's playing the whole NAIA, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Concordia, Michigan,
Everyone?
and Nebraska.
They're playing everyone.
well.
It's an all-star team. That maybe
Good luck. Good luck,
in
Cardinals.
the near future. We kind of skipped over players to watch,
Yeah.
which is fine. We need to really dive in
Yeah.
and do a good segment on players to watch now that
Yeah.
considerations are starting. The short rows are
Yeah.
starting to happen for Player of the Year, and so yeah. Little homework for the weeks that we'll bring back. East-West all-star team. So we'll have to divide it up
Yeah.
between the 21.
That
I think
sounds
we'll
fun.
look at the arc. That does sound
Well,
fun.
wait,
That
where
does
where are we drawing
sound
the
really
line?
fun.
Like, is Indiana
Well,
going to
well,
be Midwest, so they're in the West? 'Cause,
Okay, no.
you know,
What we're going to have to do is
we're
prep a
gonna be careful
graphic
here. Yeah.
and show the line. We'll show the line. We'll equally distribute the best we can the conferences. And the arc has already kind of done it, so we'll
kind
just
of.
follow their methodology and then see if we can put a top
Is it like
12.
a starting five?
Well, we'll do a top 12.
Okay.
Like, and we can say who our starting five
Yeah.
is.
Okay.
And then we'll challenge everyone to come in and so this weekend we'll prep that graphic and then
Yeah.
Monday and Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday we can work it out. Who we or maybe that's what we do next buzzer
Yeah.
beater is
Yeah.
have a draft.
Oh.
Have a draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Hope I
like
get
it.
number one pick because I
Yeah.
know exactly who I'm picking.
I know who's John's
No,
pick,
you
too.
don't. You don't know. Okay, let's spoiler alert. All right, I'll give you guys one. You get one pick right now on East and West. We'll say just divide the country, like split it straight down the middle. So everything Texas and West is, so Texas is
Okay.
on the west side, and everything east of that is on the east. So if you
Okay.
can look at the map, draw it.
Yeah.
Just for right now, who's your first player you're drafting on the east side?
Elijah Malone is going
Right.
to be number one
Right.
in everyone's draft. That's
Okay,
his
all right.
his average fantasy draft position is 1.2. I mean, he is. Yeah,
Happy. All right, on the west side, who you got on the west side?
I was trying to look up a conference map here just so I could visualize.
I wish I can say this
I mean,
guy's
for me,
last
it's
name,
easy.
but this guy from Kaiser.
Oh, well,
He
that
has
would be on the
16
east.
Yeah.
Is he
Oh,
your
east
first
side.
round? Yeah,
Yeah,
no, he's
first.
that dude is
something.
pretty strong. Oh, no, from Kaiser.
Yeah,
Well,
he
I
has
don't
16
know if I know
rebounds.
him.
Vincent, I
Yeah,
can't say his
he's-
last name. He's a forward,
Yeah,
though.
here.
There's a kid down in New
Miskevich?
Orleans.
Yes, that guy.
Look at that. But yeah,
that
he's
is
got double-double.
20 and 16, 20.16 rebounds.
Wow.
But he'd be interesting consideration for All-Star team. But I mean, he can't be in the Player of the Year conversation. All right, so
Well, I mean, I
on
bet
the
you're going to say
West for
Roy.
me, yes, Anthony Roy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players out there to pick from.
Yeah.
All right, so there's our homework, and
Yeah.
and be ready to draft your top 12 players in
Love it.
a snake draft, East-West All-Star game. I think they may have used to do that at the national tournament,
Yeah, they
an
did.
All-Star team.
Yeah. and the dunk contest, and they had a couple of other little things. But
I don't know if they do the All-Star game anymore, but
I don't think so.
they probably do the dunk contest, 3-point shot. We'll find out, but that'll be fun. All right, so I'm looking forward to that. Next Wednesday, a little after 3, we'll go live and with the next buzzer beater episode.
Yeah.
Stay tuned on all the social, though, our Twitter account, and of course, be sure to pick up that conversation that Donnie Bostwick and I had.
Yeah.
I think it's really important that people hear, and we're going to do a lot more Coach's Corner stuff, so I can't wait to really get to know a lot of these coaches and give that gift to you guys. It's been awesome. I love NAIA basketball and just keeping up to date, kind of trying to figure out who's going to be where when, and ultimately this is leading us to the post game. So, I mean, the postseason, which is going to be super, super fun. All right. I'm John Cookman. That's James Lex and Zach Nelson. We are your buzzer beater team, and it's been a lot of fun. Just stay in touch with us at Champion Sports NAIA. Have a great night.
Hit it with the